Hello and welcome back. If you're just now joining us, I recommend watching the first 18 videos in this series so you can kind of get a good running start, because this video is going to be speaking about something that's going to assume some basic knowledge of Python, even though I'm not going to be really writing any Python code in this video. This video is the first of three in our lecture series on Python for the digital humanities, and these next three videos, these next three lectures, are going to be on one very specific topic, and that's how to interact with data that is available online. In many DH projects, you're going to find a point when you're going to encounter a database that you need to utilize, a database that you need to run searches on, or a database in which you need to extract data, or some kind of website where you need to import the data that you're reading on the website. And the ways in which you do this in Python are varied depending upon your circumstances, but overall, you're going to be doing what's known as web scraping. Now, this is legal so long as the database that you're using allows it. You can do targeted searches or targeted pulls from a database, or you can create loops which will iterate across a database and pull a myriad of results for your Python script to store locally. Again, check with your database, check with the website to make sure that that web scraping is allowed. I never know if it's pronounced scraping or scrapping. You'll hear me use those two kind of interchangeably throughout this video and the next few videos as well. And the ways in which we're going to do this in this lecture series is with some of the more basic modules Python has for performing this task. And these modules are requests and BeautifulSoup. And I'm going to be speaking about each of these individually. Lecture number 20 is going to be on requests, and lecture number 21 is going to be on BeautifulSoup. Sometimes you will use requests by itself, and other times you're going to use requests and BeautifulSoup collectively to kind of perform more complicated tasks. It's going to make more sense when I start talking about them in the next two lectures. In this video, I want to speak more generally about what these libraries are exactly doing to these websites. And the website that we're going to be using throughout this video series is going to be this one here. It's going to be Wikipedia. And the Wikipedia data that we're going to be trying to get throughout this series is everything from the title, Theodoric the fourth, to the content of the page. And if we have time in this video series, I haven't decided yet, we might try to extract this table information over here as well, so that what we have in Python is all this different pieces of data: the title, the key text of the page, and the table data, all stored differently in Python. We can store this in Excel. We can store this strictly in memory. We can store it as a text document. We'll kind of make those decisions as we move through these next three videos. For right now, though, I just want to speak about generally what we are going to be doing in these next two videos, and that is going to be using requests and using BeautifulSoup to go to a website. In the back end, you will not see this be happening. Go to this website and extract all of the data that we see here. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to have to interact with the HTML. HTML is a way of tagging a website so that data can be rendered the way the creator wants it to be rendered. So with bold printing as a paragraph. And the way this is all done is with markup. Hypertext markup language is what HTML is. And websites are either going to be HTML or they're going to be XML. I'm going to deal with XML exclusively in another two lectures coming up. So what HTML is essentially a way for a website creator to mark up and essentially create a website. It's the language for actually designing and laying out a website. And what we are going to be doing is we're going to be interacting with the HTML code of a website through the modules requests and BeautifulSoup so that we can extract the data that we want. And the way in which we need to do this is you have to have one very basic piece of knowledge. It's how to actually view the HTML code of a website. And the way in which you do this on Chrome is either Control-Shift-I if you're using a PC, or you can right-click the website and hit Inspect. And what that is going to do is it is going to open up this website here and its HTML code. And what it's going to do is it's going to look something like this. And if you want to, it's going to, as you see, like highlight different parts of the page as I kind of go down. And what's happening here is it's telling me the block of code that corresponds to that specific piece of the website. So I can kind of go through and see that this div tag right here, and this is a tag, this div tag is going to be dealing with the main content of the website. And so I can tell that because not only does it say the ID is MW content text, it also, the Google Chrome inspector allows me to actually highlight the area that it's the block of code is addressing. What I recommend doing is going to this website and actually flipping through each of these arrows and kind of getting a sense for how HTML code is layered and how certain tags are nested within other tags. In this lecture series, I am not going to be going through and providing a in-depth analysis of HTML. I think that'll be better served for another lecture series, but for right now, I want you to just get a sense for how HTML is generally structured. Look at heading tags, header tags, look at div tags, look at classes, and then most importantly, go down and start breaking them down and look at things like p tags, which are going to delineate various things within a text. Look at how bold tags work, a b tag. Because what we're going to be doing when we start interacting with a website is we're going to be calling specific chunks of data on the website. And the way in which you have to call chunks of data is by identifying the tags that correspond to that data and pulling the text that falls between tags. This is going to make a lot more sense as we go through and actually do this from the ground up in the next two videos. If you have a specific item on the website that you want to see in this inspector, what you can do is you can right click on that area. Let's say we want to get rain, this REIGN, rain, where it appears in the HTML code. You right click it and you'll see that where it actually appears in the code so that you know how to actually call it more effectively in your Python script. What I recommend doing right now, though, is just spend 30 minutes or so just going to this website or pick another website and use that inspect function that Chrome has, and most web browsers have this. But inspect the HTML code and don't really do anything with it. Just start reading it. And you'll find that you can kind of do some interesting things. Like I can change the data on here as well. This is not changing anything actually on Wikipedia. What I am doing is I'm changing the local instance of what's happening. So I can change this to "Hi Mom," and it'll populate that. Again, I'm not actually altering Wikipedia here. I am merely altering the static HTML page that I'm seeing on my computer. Were I to go back and actually go back to this page, you'll see that it's gone back to the way it actually is, because I'm not actually altering something on Wikipedia by doing this. My point in saying this is you won't actually hurt Wikipedia by experimenting with this. Just go around and just kind of get a sense for how tags on this particular website work. Spend a little bit of time, and in the next video, we're going to start writing a script from the ground up. We're going to be importing requests in the next video so that we can actually get all this data. And then we're going to be importing BeautifulSoup in the following video to start really kind of manipulating and making targeted searches on this data. And the reason why this is useful is because if you ever encounter data that is found online, be it in a database, be it on a website that you need to extract, you really have two options at your disposal. You can either go through and manually copy and paste everything, which is quite time consuming, or you can simply write a Python script in about 5 minutes once you get used to writing the code that'll go through and just take it all for you and reduce potentially hours or days or even weeks of tedious data mining down to just a few minutes, because Python is very efficient at web scraping. So that's all for this video. Spend some time with HTML code, get a good sense for it, just how it's kind of working, and then we're going to go through and actually talk about how to interact with HTML code in the next video.